Welcome to my exciting new video series exploring the world of religions. This video series deals with religions and philosophies. In today's episode, we will talk about Japanese Shintoism. Please note that I am not a religious researcher or specialist in Shintoism. I am an enthusiast with a passion for reading and learning about various religions and philosophies. If you are interested, check out my other videos. After watching the video, you should have a comprehensive understanding of this religion. So, let's begin this objective and informative video about Shintoism. I hope you enjoy watching it. Shintoism refers to the ancient traditions of Japan. The issue with pinpointing the exact time of the development of Shintoism is that Japanese traditions have evolved organically and, one might say, imperceptibly over time. It is certain that the roots of Shintoism go back to prehistoric Japan, when people revered supernatural forces and entities. The formation of religious rituals and customs happened gradually over time, and Shintoism later became the official religion of Japan. Today, more than 80% of Japanese people participate in Shinto practices, though only 3 to 4% consider themselves believers. Many Japanese practice Buddhism alongside Shintoism. So, what is Shintoism? Why do sumo wrestlers use salt? Who is Tofu Boy? Let's find out together. According to Shintoism, in the beginning, there was nothing but formless chaos. During the initial eons of world historical eras, the lighter particles of chaos rose and formed a kind of heaven, while the heavier particles settled and created the earth, which in its initial state was a muddy ocean. Among these realms, 3 heavenly beings, or kami, emerged. They were followed by another 7 generations of kami. The 7th generation of kami was a male and female pair named Izanagi and Izanami. In Japanese mythology, Izanagi and Izanami are the divine couple of creation and earthly life. In the vibrant tapestry of Shinto mythology, Izanagi and Izanami stand tall as the divine couple responsible for the creation of the Japanese archipelago and the birth of countless other deities. Their story not only captivates the imagination, but also provides profound insights into the origins of the natural world and the cyclical rhythms of life and death. According to ancient legends, Izanagi and Izanami were tasked with a monumental mission to fashion the landmasses of Japan and infuse them with life. Standing upon the ethereal bridge of heaven, they wielded a jeweled spear, stirring the primordial ocean below. From the drops that fell from the spear's tip, the islands of Japan emerged, each a testament to the generative power of their divine union. Izanagi, representing the masculine active principle, and Izanami, embodying the feminine receptive aspect, formed a harmonious partnership that fueled the creative process. Together, they birthed a pantheon of kami, or divine spirits, who would govern the myriad aspects of nature and human existence, such as the kami of grass or the kami of wind. This proliferation of deities symbolizes the fertility and abundance inherent in their divine union, reflecting the cyclical nature of creation, growth, and decay. Yet, amidst the triumph of creation, tragedy struck. During a ritual of procreation, Izanami, the goddess of death and creation, was fatally burned by the intense flames of childbirth of Kagutsuchi, the fire god. Izanagi killed the infant, cutting him into pieces, from which Japan's volcanoes and various other kami, like the first dragon and the first sumo wrestler, were born. Heartbroken by his wife's death, Izanagi journeyed to the underworld, Yomi, in a desperate attempt to rescue her soul. However, upon witnessing Izanami's decaying form in the darkness of Yomi, he recoiled in horror. Disappointed, Izanagi ran away, causing Izanami to become so enraged that she sent a group of demons after him. However, Izanagi managed to escape the underworld before it was too late. Upon his return, he sealed the entrance to the underworld with a massive stone, thereby protecting the living world from death. After these events, the angry Izanami cursed her husband, promising to kill 1,000 people every day. In response, Izanagi vowed to bring 1,500 new souls into the world every day, thereby creating the cycle of birth and death. Izanagi, still covered in the filth of the underworld, sought to cleanse himself. He found a river and performed a purification ritual called Musubi. As he washed his clothes, Kami was born. When he washed his face, he created 3 precious children, the kami of the sun from his left eye, the kami of the moon from his right eye, and the kami of storms from his nose. This is a simplified version of one of Japan's most famous creation stories, detailed in the oldest surviving texts of Japanese history, the Kojiki and the Nihon Shoki, written in the 8th century. This story offers insight into some important aspects of Shinto, such as the existence of kami and the act of purification. Origins and evolution of Shinto. As for the origin of Shinto, we don't know much. When looking at the evolution of the religion, unfortunately, there aren't enough reliable written records to draw a straight line describing the initial picture of Japanese mythical cosmology. This is primarily because the religion doesn't have a specific founder like Muhammad, Jesus, Siddhartha, or Zoroaster. Furthermore, Shintoism has no prophets or sacred scriptures. Archaeological evidence attributed to Shinto suggests that its practices, such as the worship of nature spirits at sacred places, developed during Japan's Yayoi period, from 300 BCE to 300 CE. Although all signs point to this, we cannot be completely sure. However, if we take the most widely accepted viewpoint, Japanese Shintoism has approximately a 2,000-year history. Etymology and core concepts. The word Shinto consists of two Japanese characters, Shen, meaning God or spirit, and Dao, meaning way or path. This particular path is similar to the Tao in Taoism. Therefore, Shandao or Shinto signifies the way of the gods, or for the Japanese, the way of the kami. But who or what exactly are these kami? While we have touched upon them in the story of Japan's formation, kami play a central role in Shinto. They are the objects of worship, known as Haimu Mokuteki. The term kami simply means god or deity. However, this concept is not necessarily confined to a specific physical form. Kami can be supernatural entities of landscapes, forces of nature, or even the spirits of deceased ancestors. According to believers, anything in the world that fills someone with wonder or awe can be a kami. In Shinto, the physical world is pure and deserves respect. The kami within and above can embody an authentic divine image, like Amaterasu, the sun goddess. However, as mentioned, a kami can also be an awe-inspiring natural formation, such as a mountain, rain, or a cat. There are kami associated with health and sickness. Some kami are believed to have the power to cause illness, while others can heal or protect from it. For example, Gozu Tenno, a kami believed to protect against plagues and epidemics. Besides natural formations, certain concepts have their kami. For instance, fertility and growth are associated kami. Snakes, or nagas, play important roles in Japanese mythology and religious traditions. They are often regarded as symbols or guardian spirits of certain kami. Shinto does not distinguish a single almighty god above all. Instead, the universe operates under the harmonious cooperation of various kami. Therefore, Shintoism can be considered an ethnic nature religion with a polytheistic worldview. Kami and Musubi, the spiritual connection. In Shintoism, the kami generally desire for people to be happy and live well. This inherently benevolent attitude and the natural cycle are reciprocated by Shintoists through the respect and worship they show the kami. The word Musubi in Shintoism signifies unification and connection. Consider the universe's creative energy. According to believers, the existence of Musubi describes the existence of the kami. Musubi's spiritual meaning is unification, which ties everything and everyone together in the universe, suggesting that everything is interconnected. It is crucial to note that kami are not omnipotent or omniscient. While they are invisible, they inhabit our physical world. Kami typically have personalities, and while we have discussed benevolent kami, there are also malevolent ones among them. Believers think that a relationship with kami can be established and maintained through prayers and offerings. Worshipping the kami is a way for believers to stay connected with their environment, respecting it profoundly. While some kami are popular and widely revered, such as the kami of rice, others are known only to small communities. These kami may be tied to families or specific places. For instance, a single tree could have its dedicated kami, worshipped by a small group of people. According to Shintoists, failing to perform the proper rituals or showing disrespect to the kami can lead to shinpatsu, or divine punishment, often manifesting as illness. Benevolent and malevolent kami. Although there are benevolent kami, there are also corrupt and malevolent deities, such as Magetsuhi no Kami, the god of disasters, who causes destruction and misfortune. Conversely, Niobe no Kami restores order after the catastrophes caused by Magetsuhi. Japanese mythology also features yokai, mystical creatures ranging from terrifying soul-eating demons to kind and amusing beings. These entities often appear in Japanese manga and anime, depicted as beings who can either help or torment humans. For example, Tofu Kozo is a type of yokai in Japanese folklore. The name translates to Tofu Boy, and this yokai is depicted as a young boy carrying a plate of tofu. Or, the kappa, who is an amphibious creature, is often depicted as a child-sized being with reptilian features, including a beak, scaly skin, and webbed hands and feet. It has a dish-like depression on its head filled with water, which is the source of its power. Experts estimate that there are approximately 8 million kami in Shintoism. However, it is not entirely clear how certain kami are counted, as some significant individuals can be considered kami after their death, or even during their lifetime. An example is Tenjin, a 10th century scholar who was so revered that after his death, he was deified as a kami by scholars. Ritual purification and spiritual cleanliness. A central ritual in Shinto is purification, commonly referred to as harai. The purpose of purification is to remove spiritual impurities known as tsumi or kagare. These impurities can be anything that separates an individual from the musubi nature of the kami. Kagare impurities include things like death, illness, dirt, and blood, while tsumi includes actions such as crime, murder, and disrespect, and not subscribing to my channel. According to Shinto belief, these impurities are temporary, and the adherents do not consider people themselves to be inherently impure. In Shinto, impurities are not akin to the concept of original sin in Christianity. Shinto does not particularly teach ethics, and it does not have a heaven based on rewards or a hell based on punishment. Shintoism revolves around nature, which is considered inherently good. Impurities are viewed as abnormalities that can be removed through purification rituals. These impurities must be removed before any interaction with the kami. This is why there is a ritual cleansing at the entrance of Shinto shrines, where worshippers wash their hands and rinse their mouths. Harai is the basic form of purification, while more extreme forms are called misoji, which involves thorough and prolonged bathing in the ocean or under a waterfall. Izanagi performs such a ritual after needing to cleanse himself from the pollution of the underworld. Harai can also be performed with salt, known as shubatsu. This ritual is seen at the beginning of sumo matches, where wrestlers sprinkle salt around the ring to remove impurities. Another form of purification is haragushi, which involves waving a wand, often performed over new cars or properties to cleanse them and bring good luck. Shinto shrines, varieties and functions. Today there are about 100,000 Shinto shrines. It is generally accepted that any place can be declared a shrine if it meets basic requirements, such as being built around a kami's dwelling. There are various types of shrines, differing greatly in size and quality, from large structures to roadside and household shrines to forest shrines. While kami are not tied to a single place, shrines are usually dedicated to the worship of a specific kami. The center of Shinto shrines is the go-shintai, an object believed to house a kami. This can be a small object such as a mirror, sword, jewel, tree, or stone, and even, surprisingly, a robotic arm. An example of a go-shintai encompassing an entire mountain is Mount Miwa. The go-shintai is not the kami itself, but its residence. Shinto priests known as kanushi take care of the shrines. The most important item within a shrine is the go-shintai. The honden is the main hall that houses the go-shintai, an often inaccessible hall-like area. In front of the honden is the haiden, the worship hall where followers can pray and participate in rituals and ceremonies. Shrines typically have a torii gate marking the entrance to the sacred area, symbolically separating the shrine from the outside world. Bowing before entering under the torii gate is a sign of respect to the kami. Surrounding the shrines is often a shimenawa rope, which wards off evil spirits. Shinto shrines are open to non-Shintoists, who can show their respect by participating in the rituals. After bowing and passing under the torii gate, visitors wash at a water basin, toss a coin into the offering box, bow twice, clap once, say a prayer, and bow again. After worship, visitors may purchase amulets or talismans. In Shinto belief, kami can influence health, well-being, marriage, and business. Shinto festivals, or matsuri, are central to the religion, involving communal cleansing, prayer, and offerings known as shinzen. An interesting feature of these festivals is the mikoshi, a portable shrine often carried to the ocean for purification rituals. Matsuri also features sumo matches, archery, and various artistic performances like theater. Although about 80% of Japan's population participates in Shinto festivals, only a small fraction, about 3–4%, identify as Shintoists, and over 60% do not belong to any religious organization. Throughout most of Japan's history, Shinto beliefs have been intertwined with East Asian influences. Buddhism eventually merged with Shinto practices. This syncretism, known as Shinbutsu Shugo, saw Shinto shrines and Buddhist temples being built next to each other. Kami were seen as enlightened Buddhas, and Buddhas were revered as kami. Return to pure Japanese culture. Kokugaku. Throughout most of its history, Shinto was not an organized religion, but rather considered as the folk religious traditions of Japan, practiced in various ways alongside Buddhism and other beliefs by the inhabitants of the archipelago. From the 17th century onwards, some scholars aimed to return to a pure Japanese culture, free from foreign influences. This movement, called Kokugaku, sought to remove external elements that had altered Shinto practices. In the mid-19th century, Emperor Meiji sought to modernize Japan along Western lines, adopting nationalism and colonialism. Meiji embraced the homogeneous ideology of Kokugaku, transforming Shinto into a tool of nationalism. Shinto was state-controlled, focusing on the worship of the imperial family, believed to be descendants of the sun goddess Amaterasu. This state, Shinto, became a key part of Japan's nationalist and imperialist agenda until the end of World War II. After World War II, the emperor renounced his divine status, and the connection between the state and Shinto shrines was severed. Shinto formally separated from the state, and today, the Association of Shinto Shrines oversees the religion's worship sites. Although few actively practice Shinto today, understanding it is crucial for appreciating Japanese mythology and culture. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed the video, please like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe. Stay curious, stay brave. Goodbye.